I am Phoebe, and my next video on this channel was supposed to be a NaNoWriMo wrap up, and I've written the script for it, but I'm having issues recording it. I knew YouTube would be hard when I started it, and I still have a long way to go. And this video is more of a just to push myself to actually release something. Because at the moment, I'm not happy with the quality of my videos, and I keep getting hung up on trying to get my quality up, and it's quite low and way, way lower than I'd like it to be. So what I'm going to do with my videos is to first focus on my audio, because I'm not happy with my audio quality. I keep getting all these tongue and mouth sounds when I'm talking. I stumble over my sentences. I'll think I've said my sentence properly. I'll go back and listen to the video and realize I've said the wrong word somewhere, which completely changes the meaning of what I was trying to say. So yeah, I'm working on just recording videos, working on the sound, and once I feel comfortable with the sound, so I'll release the videos that I have mostly with still images. I have some footage recorded for my Camp Nano video, so that will get some video, but for now what I'll release will continue having still images on my other channel where most of my videos will go. This is more of a channel for my writing, any text stuff that I get that I want to talk about, and my journey learning YouTube, Twitch, blogging, and anything else online that I try out, and which is very slow progress trying to do everything around a full-time job. I work full-time, Monday to Fridays, 8 to 5, and then there's 40 minutes travel time either side, and then occasionally I'll have to travel for work, and that just ends up with no time for writing and the other things that I have planned. You won't see me on this channel. I haven't decided whether it'll be at all or just yet, because I don't feel comfortable being on camera in the first place, and I don't think I should be putting myself on camera when I'm still working full time. Maybe if I get to the point where things change in the future, maybe I'll start putting videos of myself up there, but right now, no videos of me, no photos of me, but you should see photos of my cats occasionally because I take photos of them and whatever I feel like. You'll see. I'll see. We'll all see. But yeah, trying to increase my trying to get myself into a schedule for doing YouTube in the first place around my full-time job, and trying to keep on top of my housework and my writing, because my writing is my number one hobby at the moment. I want to eventually get to the point that I can publish a work. I've been writing for I've been writing my whole life, but 2004 when I finished high school, so probably 2005's 2005's probably more accurate. Into 2004, started 2005. That's when I started writing on a regular basis when I finished school. I was writing when I was at school, but it wasn't all the time. When I finished school, I started writing on a daily basis. I wrote And that was all original stories that I wrote when I first started writing. I wrote a story that was set on Earth about alien who'd come to Earth to look for someone from someone from a planet, and ends up staying on Earth instead of returning back to our home planet. And I have never finished that story, and I want to eventually finish that story. I have a heap of other stories that I've started and never finished. So I have heaps of original multi-chapter stories that I've started and never finished, and I think it's about time that I actually finished an original story. In 2007, I started writing fan fiction, and my very first fan fiction in 2007, it took me 7 years to complete. So 2014 is when I completed it. It was my first fan fiction started, but it was not my first one finished. I don't remember when I finished my actual first one. I'm sure if I looked at my account, I'd be able to tell. I still have all my old stuff published, even though it is very, very cringy to go look back at. But I like looking back at the same time, because it's like, even though I still have a long way to go as a writer, I can see how much I have improved compared to where I was 10 years ago to what I am now, and 15 years ago is even worse. But writing is my number one hobby. And my goal is to finally finish an original book, because I finished many fan fictions now, and a lot of my fan fiction are on the longer end. I find writing multi-chapters come easier to me than writing short stories. It took a lot of practice to be able to write a short story. And even then, a lot of those short stories I look at and go, I can turn that drabble into 100,000 words or more. I really could if I let myself, but I got to the point where I have started way too many things, and I have way too many of those ideas of my fan fictions that I do still want to get to the end, even though my focus is now original. I have a block set aside for original writing, and I do original writing first, and if I get to the end of what my original plans are, or I really, really do have no inspiration, go to the fan fiction, and only the fan fiction I've already started. So I've got a ban on myself from starting new fan fiction stories at the moment, but I am allowed to start new original stories at the moment. When it comes to original writing, I just want to be writing original writing. It doesn't matter if I'm starting a million different original stories, because I'll just keep throwing things onto paper until I find what works for me. So, yeah, my goal, finish as many original stories, finish all my fan fiction that's already started, and one day get one of those original stories published. But my dream for myself is to eventually get to the point where I don't have to work full-time, because at the moment I'm working full-time. I don't have a lot of time for my writing. I have even less time for this YouTube channel that I've been trying to get off the ground for, it's 3 years now that I've been trying to do YouTube. And I've got my focus is on what I want to do for my YouTube, but actually getting myself into a routine and then building up the confidence enough to talk freely. This is probably the most freely I've actually spoken in any of my videos that I've released so far. And I'll probably have no one listen to it, but it's not about having people listen to it yet at this point. In fact, it's about building my confidence, because I get very, very nervous as soon as I get the microphone out to start talking to the start talking and recording these videos, I get nervous and I stutter over everything, and I hate the sound of my voice, which makes editing them hard. And then because I don't like how the previous video's gone that I've put out, it then takes me even longer to go get up the courage to put out my next one. And my cats also like interrupting me as soon as I start trying to record. I've got Shadow, my cat Shadow, on the desk at the moment. You can probably hear a bell jingling as she's walking over things, getting in my way. I try locking the cats out of the room while I'm recording, and that just means they scratch at the door or meow really loudly at it or have cat fights outside my door. I've got 4 cats, and Shadow is now sitting on my lap while I'm recording, so hopefully she'll be a good girl and not be growly at me or jingly at me. So, it's been taking me forever and ever to get this YouTube channel thing up and running. But I went and wrote down all my goals, not just for YouTube, but just in everything in general. And my long-term goals are to pay off my house. So I own my house, and my plan is to have my 9-to-5 job until my house is paid off. And then once my house is paid off, then I can start looking at part-time, or if this ends up working out, maybe I can do this full-time. But I want to get to the point that I can spend most of my time writing. And I also want to renovate my house. I live in an old house. I love the design of it, but being an older house, there's problems with it, and it's a renovated older house, and the people who renovated my house that I bought it from have done a dodgy job with some of the work they've done, so I have to redo things, such as my bathroom is leaking through the floor, so I can't use one of my bathrooms at the moment. It's my bathroom with the shower. So that's going to cost money, and just everything costs money. But I plan to be here forever, and I plan to make it exactly the way I like it. One of my big goals, which I've always had no matter what house I ended up having, is to have a library in my house. And I sort of have one at the moment. My computer room has majority of my books in it. I've got a heap of books in my bedroom as well, so the walls are lined with bookcases and books, and I still have books that are in storage that I can't fit in anywhere. But what I mean by have a library in my house is I want built-in shelves, floor to ceiling shelves, full of books, and I want a nice recliner in there that my cats cannot get to, because my cats have scratched to pieces my other furniture, my lounge chair, which I really don't care about that because it's an old lounge chair, but I want to have a nice piece of furniture that they can't go in and go scratch and go get their cat fur all over it, and just a nice place to read in quiet and look out at the mountain range that I can see from all my windows. And in my house, there's a room that's supposed to be the study, and it was my study for the first year that I was in my room in this house, but I stopped using it as my study because it's long and narrow, and it's really... I ended up feeling claustrophobic in there when I was on the computer in there all the time. But it's really awkward for anything else. So at the moment, it's just storage, and I have to have all the stuff that's in there in storage up off the floor, because when I moved myself the reason why I moved myself out of that room in the first place is that the windows in that room leak and come straight through into the room, and my books, anime, and manga, and some other things that were on the floor and on the lowest level of my shelves all got water damaged, which I was really annoyed about at the time because I have quite a decent book and anime collection, and some of my games got wet too, but I think I had games I didn't really care about on my bottom shelf. But I'm annoyed about having those water damaged covers and boxes, and it ruins my collection a little bit. But I also don't plan to resell it, so I haven't, from that point of view, I haven't lost resale value because I didn't plan to resell any of it in the first place. But so when I renovate the house, that room's going to be renovated into a library with floor to ceiling bookshelves, a spot to sit and look out the windows, and those windows will of course be replaced. And I actually need to replace most of the exterior windows on my house because some of the windows just don't open. They're really, really thin because they're really, really old windows. I don't even know where my house was built, but it has to be over 100 years old, I think, because the fact I got pressed ceilings, and they don't do that anymore. So another one of my long-term goals is have zero debt. And at the moment, I do have a little bit on my credit card because I've been naughty with that. But overall, I usually have nothing on my credit card, so it's really just my house debt that I have. Debt I'm very, very happy to have, but because I'm lucky to have a house, and I want to have zero debt as fast as possible. So pay off my house as fast as possible and don't acquire any other debt in the meantime. Other long-term goals: finish writing a story, which I already mentioned before, and publish a book. And have a successful YouTube channel or Twitch channel. YouTube's my preferred format at the moment, but I do want to do Twitch a little bit as well because I get the feeling that if I'm talking to people live, because I can talk on Discord to people just fine, and TeamSpeak and those type of things when I'm playing games, and those are complete strangers to me. So a part of me thinks that Twitch would be easier because of the fact that I can already talk to people on Steam and not Steam, though I do talk to people on Steam as well, but that's not voice chat. But I talk to people on Discord and other voice chat without any issue while I'm playing games, and a lot of the time they're people I don't know, so I can do it, but I don't know why I have so much trouble with talking about the stuff that I've been reading and watching and what I've planned for my channel, and I don't sound natural when I record those videos, and I want to get to the point that I can naturally talk to my microphone absolutely every single time and be able to do this without it being a struggle and without having to psych myself up first. These are my next lot of goals are goals that I probably will never ever finish, and why I created my other channel in the first place. My other channel's called The Backlog Quest, and my goal is to complete all the books I own, complete all the anime I own, complete all the TV shows and movies that I own, complete all the games that I own, and do not add too many new items to my backlog. So for the first few years that I was working, I lived by myself. I was living away from home. I wasn't near any friends. I didn't have rent because I was lucky enough to be in a situation where work was paying for my accommodation while I was living out that way. And the only bill that I had at that point was my phone bill, because I didn't have rent because I'd never rented anywhere. I'd only boarded. So I didn't have any of the bills and stuff associated with that. I owned my car outright. So I bought my first 2 cars outright. I've had 3 cars so far, and the first 2 were outright. And I had no debt at that point. I didn't even have a credit card because I didn't get a credit card until before I went overseas. So living on my own, didn't have any friends out that way when I first went out that way. No family. So what I did was I bought books. Well, I actually been buying books my whole life. Every single time I'd get pocket money when I was a kid growing up, and birthday money and Christmas money, I'd buy myself lots of books and a couple of games. And while I was living alone, the amount of books that I'd buy escalated. The amount of anime, I got into anime about that time when I first moved out of home. And at that point, I wasn't in a situation, actually, the internet didn't allow me to. My highest internet plan that I could get when I first moved out of home was 10 gigabytes a month. That was the largest I could get. I couldn't get a larger plan. I was paying an outrageous amount for the 10 gigabytes that I had compared to what other companies had at the moment. And in order to watch my anime, most of it I had to download, which I don't really do anymore because it's so much easier to get anime than it was back then. But most of my download limit went towards downloading anime at the end of the month. So, because I couldn't go stream it through the month because Crunchyroll didn't exist back then, and it was one of the first. And I did watch a little bit on YouTube when YouTube first came out. But it wasn't easy to get anime. And it was expensive to buy anime, but like I said, it was on my own, so I'd go buy a couple of sets of anime, a couple of books, and a couple of TV shows. Most of my TV shows that I have in my backlog are science fiction. I've always really been into science fiction, but I don't watch it as fast as I buy it. And whenever they had sales on, I'd get way more than what I'd watch. And most of what I haven't watched yet is from these sales that have gone and bought anime on sale, going, I'll watch these later, and then still buy the 1 or 2 every pay. And then I just ended up with a very, very large collection of all this stuff that I own that I haven't watched yet because I haven't had the time to watch it, and I haven't really gone and made time to watch it. So I made my channel, the Backlog Quest, so that I guess so I didn't feel guilty about actually watching and reading and playing the games in my backlog, because at the moment when I got to a point where when I was doing that, I'd feel guilty about doing that because I think I should be doing something productive. This is not productive at all. So making my YouTube channel was just a way to make that type of thing productive. So that I'd read a book, then go write a review about it, make the video, post the video. That will make my time of being productive. Watch an anime, complete the anime, write a review. It's been productive then. So I do love all those things. It's why I own so much of it. So I want to complete everything that I own and not have the guilt that I have at the moment when I go and do those things. So another thing that I did, I'm just flicking through my daily planner. I wrote down everything that was preventing me from working on my YouTube channel and working on my writing as well, because I was getting to the point where I'd try to write and I was like, I should be doing other stuff. So the other stuff that's been preventing me from doing this has been the clutter that's in my house. I've got a lot of my dad's stuff up here at the moment. He's in the process of getting his house for sale, so his items have been moved up to my house, and because it's all unorganized, that's been on the back of my mind going, I should be organizing that. I should be getting that in order. I should be, everything's cluttered because of that. So I've been going and sorting through all my dad's stuff and incorporating some of it in with my own so that it's not just sitting all over the place. So it's actually put away nice and tidy, and it's exactly, my dad will know where it is if he needs to find it. So that's been causing me, because I haven't been on top of all of that, that's been distracting me from getting anything else done. So I've been focusing on trying to organize that. So as a part of organizing that, I actually took apart my bedroom. My bedroom was in the biggest room in the house, but because of all my dad's stuff that I had up here, I ended up with heaps of boxes in my room to store it, because there was nowhere else to store it. And then I ended up being cluttered in my room and feeling claustrophobic in my own room because of all the stuff that was in there. So I've ended up swapping rooms around. So my bedroom's now in the smallest room in the house. That room comfortably fits my bed, my side table, the cupboard that I've got all my clothes in, my tall boy with the rest of my clothes, 2 bookcases, and the box that has my craft stuff in it that I also use to heighten my Dyson fan. And I can walk comfortably around my entire bed, and it's just way less cluttered than what I've had in the other room. So the other room I have turned into my computer room / library / a little bit of storage, but not as much storage. And because I have so many books, it all fits in here. And my dad felt very claustrophobic in this room when he saw it for the first time after I'd moved everything. And I've got my computer desk space set up again, because I've had stuff all over my computer desk for months and months and months, and I actually went and covered it with stuff again, which I didn't mean to do, but I'm a messy person. I don't mean to be. I try to be tidy, but I go put stuff so I can use it and then keep using it and then putting more stuff there, and then it's like I haven't put the other stuff away yet. Did I move wrong for you, Shadow? Then I've got my old computer desk that I had when I first started studying. It's got my typewriter on it. So I've got 2 computer desks set up here, and I've got another table in here that I ended up putting bookcases on to give. It was meant to have the sewing stuff on it, but I ended up putting more books on it instead. So I've been trying to focus on getting my house in order, and then I need to get my yard in order before it gets to summer, because I just found it very hard to keep on top of during winter when it's dark and by the time I get home in the afternoon, so I can't do anything after work out in my yard. During summer I'll be able to do a little bit again. And then a lot of weekends I've been trying to do other things, such as organize all the stuff that my dad's brought up to my place, because I can't do that after work either, because it's downstairs and I don't have proper lighting downstairs, and I can't really sort things that I can't see, and it's also freezing cold downstairs because it's not insulated. It's not fun being in very, very cold house. when it's cold. Well, I think it's cold. I've also been struggling with constant headaches and lack of energy, and I don't know whether the lack of energy is from all the stuff I keep thinking about that I need to do, or whether it's from constantly having headaches all the time, or if there's something else. But I've been going to doctors for that, trying to find out what the cause of my headaches is so I can avoid them. So far I've found nothing. Energy levels improved a little bit this week, but it's been terrible for so long, and it's still early right now and I want to go to bed already. But if I don't do this, I'm not going to get this done at all. So this has been a very rambly video. And I don't know if anyone will even listen to it, and I am not going to edit it either, which is not in my favor. But yeah, just trying to get myself into the habit of working on YouTube videos daily, and I want to record one video a day just until I get my confidence all the way up. You won't see a video every single day. I've even though I haven't released a video properly for months on my other channel for my backlog quest, I have still been writing my reviews for my TV shows and books as I've finished them. I haven't finished any games yet because I haven't found gaming time yet, but that's not a problem at the moment because the main focus is get on top of my house first and then work out how to do YouTube properly while continue reading my books and TV shows. And once I've got a schedule worked out for actually doing those properly, then I can add my games back in, because at the moment all my free time's getting used up with other things. So once all those other things are out the way, I should have more free time to incorporate the games in at least once or twice a week. So the plan is film my audio every single day and compile a video and upload it to a set schedule, because I do have a schedule written out for my videos. I have a day for books, I have a day for games, I have a day for TV shows and movies, I have a day for anime and manga, because I'm not going to put them on TV show days, or oh, Shadow, really? You can go away now. She didn't like the fact that I moved. And I lost my train of thought. Videos. Yeah, so anime and manga is going to be on a separate day again. And I probably won't talk about games too much because it just takes me way longer to get through games even when I am playing them. And I've got another day put aside for doing it's like general talks, if I do a general talk on my YouTube channel, and why have I forgotten the name of it? The tags, that's what it is. The booktube tags, I've got a day set aside for those type of things as well, but at the moment, it's like I've got days put aside for them, but you won't see videos for all those days just yet. But I'm going to focus on recording all of my book reviews first, because I have a few book reviews that I've done, and finish a book review, upload it on the day that I have for a book review, Then the next day, film the next book review, go and upload that for the next week, and so on until I finish all the book reviews that I've written already. And then once I've finished all the book reviews, I'll move on to my TV show reviews. And then once I finish and I'll do the same thing for that, put them on my set day, film it, and then upload my next one to the week after, and so on until I finish going through the list of all of them that I have in my backlog, and then the backlog of all my other videos. And then hopefully by the end of that, I'll be more confident and get them out at a better rate than I am at the moment, and actually have myself on a schedule that works and actually keep on top of all my reviews, because I want to be at the point that I don't have to record a video every single day, but I feel like I have to do that at the moment to get my audio quality up. And then once I'm happy with my audio quality, my video production, so work on my audio quality. Once I got my audio quality up, the plan is to record audio all on one day. And then once I'm happy with that and that I'm getting things pushed out, then I'll start working on getting my video quality up higher, so I'm not just using still images, or if I'm using animation and stuff like that. Whoops, spilling my tea everywhere, and it's gone cold while I've been recording this too. But so I have lots of plans. It's been harder than I knew it would be hard, but it's been harder than I thought it would be. And this has been a very rambly video already. It's, according to my timer there, it says I've been recording for 40 minutes, and I'm just going to upload this as it is. So I doubt anyone will listen to me ramble for 40 minutes, especially since I'm still a nobody, but this is for my own practice and to actually get a video out there, because I have recorded many videos already that I have just not put out there, and I don't want to just keep doing that, recording videos and not putting them out there. So I'm putting this out there. And if anyone does listen to this and gets through all my ramble, thank you very much.